But I think that we should ban billionaires. Jefferson famously wrote that when wealth accumulates to the point where it can challenge a free state, that democracy itself is at risk. That's not his words verbatim, but it's the essence of what he said. And he was right. We have rapidly become a plutocracy. Well, not so rapidly. I mean, it's taken 30 years. But Reagan kicked off the plutocracy big time. It was organized. It was really planned back in 73 by Lewis Powell, who wrote this memo for his buddy and next-door neighbor who was the head of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. Here's how we do it, which led to the Charles Koch Foundation, now known as the Cato Institute, and Freedom Works, founded by the Kochs, and the Heritage Foundation, which was in part founded by the Kochs. I mean, 100 front groups out there. The American Legislative Exchange Council, in part funded by the Kochs. So we now have government by billionaires. Is that a good thing? I don't think so. Other countries have something called a wealth tax. The way a wealth tax works is, at the end of the year, if your wealth is over a certain amount, and we're talking hundreds of millions or billions of dollars. So, you and I and the other 99.99% of Americans would never even have to fill out the form. Or if you did, you'd simply say less than, my net worth is less than $100 million or less than $1 billion or whatever it is. But if your wealth is what you own, I'm not talking income here. That's income tax. That's a whole different thing. But if your wealth is over that value, then every year you pay a tax on it. I believe in the UK it's 1%, and it's over a couple $100 million. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but there's a whole bunch of different countries, most of the European countries, that actually have wealth taxes. And the purpose of this is over time to keep these fortunes from growing to the point where you've got billionaires who could literally drop a money bomb on an election and buy a politician. Because as I was talking about in the previous hour, the reason that you've got, Mitch McTurtle here this morning, just a few minutes ago, was on TV talking about how, this is all the Democrats' fault. They would not provide us with a bill that we would vote for. I mean, that's almost word for word what he said. He said that, this is Harry Reid's fault. He would not give us a bill that could gain bipartisan approval, which is a fancy way of saying, I don't like it. I'm not going to vote for it. It's his fault. Right. Republicans on the run. The House is going to come back into session, by the way, December 30th, and stay into session until Tuesday, January 2nd. This is the old Congress with the crazy Tea Partiers still members of it. There's still going to be a fair number of them, but a number of them got booted out by the voters. And of course, they're going to do that, as I have been telling you for months. They're going to wait until January 1st. The legislation will be prepared December 30th or 31st, so that everybody, the last day of December, so that the financial markets will know that they're going to do it, so there won't be any big crash anywhere. And they're going to pass a piece of legislation that says, okay, we're going to cut taxes on everybody except the fill in the blank. And, Obama wanted anybody making over $250,000. And by the way, people making over $250,000, on their first $250,000 worth of income, they're getting a huge tax cut. So anyhow, they're going to do this, and then they'll pull the trigger after January 1st because taxes will have gone up by that point. And so they can all the Republicans could say, we still honor and pray to and kneel at the shin of Saint Grover. We're not raising taxes, we're lowering them.
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.
This is a party that's not fit for governance. There's just no other way to say it. They're not fit for governance. And by the way, the Financial Times said that in their op-ed, in their editorial today.